going on a little adventure today to find a crashed aircraft in here somewhere. About 4 kilometres into there is a crashed Piper Comanche, crashed in, I think it was the 2nd of May 1977, killed the pilot, and the wreckage is still in there, the fuselage. So we're going to go and have a look at that. First off, we're going to follow this fire trail up here. I don't even know how you say the name of the road. Give it a go if you want. So we're going to head off and go and try and find it. So I've picked up this little track. I think this is the track that goes to it. I've got the map here, so I am following that a bit, but there is a bit of a track by the look of it that corresponds to where I'm heading. I know roughly where it is. I've got my GPS with me, and so I got the coordinates put in there. How good it'll work under this canopy though, I don't know. Bloody hell, look at that tree, that's bloody amazing. That's huge. Just thought I'd mention that as a side note. But yeah, so we got the GPS, so hopefully once I get near it, because obviously it's going to be quite hard to find a plane that's been in there for about 30 odd years, because it's probably going to be all green and stuff. It's going to be quite hard to find, so hopefully the GPS will just home me in. I can navigate with a map up to that point, and then hopefully it'll pinpoint where the aircraft is, because it is meant to be quite hard to find. But yeah, oh, look at this track, there's bloody loads of trees falling down. Oh, that's just, oh, I'm gonna get bloody covered in shit. Oh, bloody hell. So I'm on the right track here, I think, because I've seen a photo of this online. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm guessing it's it's been used as some sort of forestry equipment. Years ago, there's an old pulley on it there. Really old wheels, I guess at one time there was rubber around those. You can kind of see oh no, it's rust, but it's pretty old. There's a bit of old history on this tree here. If I can get past these vines that hold in my chest. So these slots in here that you can see, these will have been made by the old forest workers. They will have chopped these. It's probably 100 years ago odd. They will have chopped those into those with an axe, and then what they did was they slotted a plank in there, and then they'd jump up and stand on the plank while they chopped with an axe, or I don't know, they might have even used a saw, I don't know, and cut the tree down. So quite an old technique. I've never seen that in the UK, so I'm guessing that's a thing that they do in Australia, or used to. Pretty good though, with history that people might not know. And this place is supposed to be full of leeches, and here's one as an example. Just crawling on my leg, the old bloodsucker. They're bloody horrible when they get them on you, because they've got something in them that stops your blood from clotting. So when you remove them, your blood just pours out of your leg. But he's looking to try and get a hold on me somewhere, so we just flick him off. Oh, you little bugger. There we go, he's gone. These trees are just bloody amazing. Yeah, I find them quite interesting. I reckon these roots, I might be wrong, but they kind of like form little bowls, and I reckon because they come out, they're quite big, I reckon the purpose of those is to hold water in them. You can see here it like comes around and forms like a, I mean it's an odd shaped bowl, but that's what I reckon they're for. I'm no tree expert, but what an amazing tree. That's a whip bird, that. It's like, sounds like a kind of a whip sort of noise, I guess. You get a lot of those in the rainforest, you hear that a lot. Hard to see though. I mean, you can see there it goes again. You can see what a mess of foliage is in there. Quite hard to spot this. Sometimes they do come quite close to you. So the big problem trying to follow the GPS in here are these things. Look at that fantastic tree, by the way. But these are the problem. They block the GPS signal to the satellites. So a minute ago, this was showing me that north was completely opposite direction to the way it is. So I waited till I could find a little clearing in the trees, and it gave me the compass on it. It's completely spun round. But I'm using my map, and I've got a normal compass as well, just in case. It's not too bad because there is a bit of a path here, but there is a turn off down in there somewhere, and I don't want to miss it. I read online a lot of people that have come here have missed the turn offs. Because there's not really much in there to go by. But according to the GPS, there I'm virtually level with it, so I should be heading off to the left any moment. But so I'm following the map, which is upside down because you have the map facing your direction of travel. So I'm round about here. There's that little round contours there. I'm just almost on the top of that, and then I'll be turning down here to where that little, I've marked it with a little tiny little bit of day glow. That's where the crash site is. So as I'm coming up here, the land should be rising in front of me, which it still is a bit. You can't really see it too well on the camera, but when you look to the left you can probably see a bit of a slope going up there. So I'm almost at the top of that. Also, there's a bit of a drop off over there, which it does on the map, and again over that side I'm looking on the map, and these are my checkpoints. The land's still dropping off over that side, so that's showing that on the map I'm in the right area. I mean, there is a bit of a path here, but there's paths going off all over the place, so you never know if you're on the right one unless you're kind of following the map. And as I say, these trees are making the GPS hard, although just here I've got a gap, so I've stopped and I managed to pick up a GPS signal there, so that corresponds with what I'm seeing on the map as well. So all good. Should be heading off into that lot soon. So here's a turn off. Someone's kindly put this little pile of rocks there, a little cairn, and I'd say that's to mark the turn off. Just a wild guess. And so we're heading down here. It's quite open. About 300 metres we've got to go down here. So looks alright. Apparently the track steepens a little bit and it's rocky and slippery. But look at this. This is into a little grove of palm trees here. Pretty nice. It's just pretty amazing how the character of the forest just changes there. It's pretty chilly up here today actually. There's a bit of a breeze blowing. You don't get much of that sun that you can probably see coming through the trees there in here. It's quite damp as well. It feels damp. But it's nice. Oh, look at this tree. Look at this beauty. Look at the roots on that. That's pretty amazing. How many times have I said amazing today? So yeah, it's reasonably steep going down here, but it's not. It's all okay there. Obviously going down's fine. Going back up might be a bit knackering. But yeah, it's alright. I'd imagine if it had been raining it'd be a bit slippery because these rocks are pretty green. But yeah, it's not too bad. Not too hard to find this place actually. I thought it'd be a lot harder from the descriptions online, but I guess it's don't know, maybe it's how confident you are with doing this stuff. Oh, spooky. I wonder what's living in here. It smells like it's been on fire, that tree. Yeah, so it is. That one's all burnt. Whoa. So here it is. The wreckage of the Piper Comanche little light aircraft. Crashed here think it was 43 years ago, 1977. Pretty amazing. So it killed the pilot, and it'll have come down through these trees here. Although, I don't know whether they'll have been there back then, I don't know. But I guess there would have still have been a forest here, main forest. But you can see on here, look how thin that metal is. It's no wonder these people get killed when they crash in these things. It must just come apart, and these things will be like knives. So over here we got one of the flaps. See the hinges here. And that's probably the pulley there to operate it, I would guess. Tail fins, and you'd have another tail up here that comes up. That's obviously come off. I don't know if it's one of these parts. I would guess this is part of a wing, and just a wild stab in the dark, that's probably a wing as well. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's just left there. I don't know where the cockpit part of it's gone, so it would have been here. So it's not a massive wreck, but it's only a light aircraft, so I'd guess probably in amongst that lot somewhere there's some more wreckage maybe. It's yeah, it's good to find. I wasn't sure I'd find it actually, but I used my GPS and my map, and it wasn't too hard to find actually. So the tail makes a nice little seat to sit and have my lemon and pepper tuna sandwich. Pretty civilised. Bit of dirt on the old bread as well, just to add a bit of flavour to it. Pretty good. So I think that's as far as I'm going today. Back up the hill and back to the car, and maybe stop Mount Glorious, get a coffee, perhaps. So I've just spied this here. See that in there? Old ammunition box. And it very faintly says on it, visitor book. It's a bit difficult to do with one hand. Trying to film it, hang on. There we go. Skull and crossbones. So that's the visitor's book. And there's all sorts in here. So this is a little geocache, I think. So you can use your GPS to track here. I like a cracking pair of sunglasses there. Well worth having, I don't think. So I think, I'm not sure what the idea behind geocaches is. I think you leave something and you can take something. That's a pretty old car. So we'll sign the visitor book anyway and put it all back for someone else to find. So here's a visitor book. So people just write in stuff. You get these in the UK and the bothies there. It's also a way of, if anyone gets lost, they normally check these things to see if the person's actually been through there. So it's a kind of a bit of a safety thing as well, but it's quite good. People have drawn little pictures and stuff in it. That AFL, load of old rubbish. Now I've said that, I can't find any of the pictures. There were some pictures in it. Oh look, there's a crack in one of the aeroplane. So I'll write your name in there. When was the last person here? 30th of the 5th. So what day are we on now? 1st of June. So a couple of days ago. There's been a few people here lately. Oh, so I'm a bit out of breath coming up that hill. It is pretty steep. But look at this vine that comes all around this tree. So it goes up, round, 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 goes all the way up there. Pretty amazing. So these are like, I think they're called strangler figs. They're like vines. Don't know if you can see here, but there's the original tree there. You can just see it behind it, and if you look all the way up, I'm guessing the vines killed it, because you can see where it's snapped off and the vines taken over as a tree there. So this is where you can come unstuck here when you don't really know what you're doing. Come out without any map or form of navigation. Is look, I've lost the path. Everything just looks exactly the same. Everything. Apart from one thing, the land's going up, and I know I just need to keep going up, and eventually I'll either pick up the faint little track again, or I'll get onto there's a track running that way somewhere. I'm going to hit it eventually, but you know, it could be pretty easy to get lost in this. In fact, a lot of this stuff, all you need to do is turn around, walk off the track slightly, and the track just disappears. So this is just emerging back out onto the fire break where you come into this. It's only about 300 metres on this fire break to the where the cars park, just off of main Mount Glorious Road. That's it. Little track there into the rainforest. You could easily miss that, I guess, if you're not paying attention. But just past that gate, the car. There we go, back to the car. Another adventure over.